Today, we're gonna get chilly. We're gonna get icy. We are going to freeze. We're gonna go into the subarctic negative 100-degree zone, and we're gonna talk about cold traffic, how to generate that traffic, how to get them to come to your website, and how to get those leads rolling in. Let's go to the computer. Okay, cold traffic. So we are at the very, very top of the funnel now when we're cold traffic, right? We are a bride and groom, essentially, and what we're doing is we want to be a bride and groom and whittle our way all the way down to the point where we are scheduling an appointment, because that's the bottom of the funnel. Up here are people just looking for services. At the bottom is where they actually schedule an appointment, and then from there it's up to you to convert them, right? But that is, or up to you to get the sale, but that is the funnel, right? Cold traffic down to appointment. Okay, so if we're cold traffic, we are just couples who've gotten engaged and are kind of looking around. So let's do this. Let's go to, we'll start on Wedding Wire just to, to kind of get started, right? So Wedding Wire, let's say, we'll do this with wedding photography because I think it's a little bit easier. So let's say wedding photographers in Fresno, okay? So you're taking a look here and you have a number of photographers, and you can kind of get an idea sort of what they do. But here's the thing about these services, and as I mentioned before, that the thing about this is that you got to be in these top few really to get noticed, right? To drive a lot of traffic. You can be down here or be on one of these rotating ads. What I mean by rotating ads is that you purchase an ad with them and they rotate you up into one of these upper tiers, and then one day you're down here, one day you're back up here, one day you're down here, right? So you can do that. You pay a little bit less for that. You get placed at the top. You pay a little bit more for that, right? But you want to be up here because typically what people are going to do is they're going to click and look at some photos and go, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then they're going to go ahead and start looking, at some of these vendors. And what they're going to do is they're going to go here and they're going to look around, they'll pull a few, and they'll say, oh, there's a small discount here if I go for clicking through Wedding Wire. It looks like they got some good reviews. Okay, well, let's take a look at these guys. All right, well, their stuff looks kind of good. I like them. Here's a little something about the company. I like what they have to say. And, they got some pretty good reviews down here. Very good. And they'll go to the next one. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to look at this, say, okay, with a pricing point, that's interesting. So that works for me. Let me contact them and see if I can get some more information from them. Okay, so that's how this works. This cold traffic thing works, right? It's the same thing with the Knot. Let's go to the Knot. So the Knot, Fresno. The Knot, wedding photographers, Fresno. Okay, same deal, right? So here you go. And you have your wedding photographers up here. And they're going to click through, and they're mostly going to look at reviews, and they're mostly going to look at price point. That's the first place they're going to start, right? Reviews and price point. That's how it works on the Knot and Wedding Wire. This is not your high-end client necessarily. These are people mostly looking for deals, and mostly people who are just kind of looking around and booking their vendors on their own, although some of them do work through coordinators. In most cases, they're not. They're kind of just working, at least not for they might have a day of coordinator, but not for a full service because they're picking out all their own stuff, right? If you work with a full service coordinator, you most likely are going to be, they're going to be going through their recommendations. So this is what cold traffic looks like, and this is what cold traffic brides and grooms do, right? They go to these platforms and they look around. But how do you attract, on these platforms, how do you attract cold traffic, right? So the key is that you want to be up in the top tier, right? We've talked about this before, being up here, top 5. You want to have a lot of, to try to get as many reviews as you possibly can up here, right? That's important too. So your reviews are important. And then also, you want to have something that stands out, a picture that stands out or an offer that stands out, okay? That's what's important. Because remember, people going here, they're looking for deals, okay? So what's nice is with Wedding Wire, we may have saw it before, that they have a little discount. This is a pretty small discount, but you can add in discounts to help attract clientele, right? And again, I'm not sponsored by the Knot or Wedding Wire. I'm just using these because this is what I use. And, these are, techniques that work pretty well on driving leads, driving traffic, right? Because that's what you want to do. Putting your most popular prices up there too, because what this tells people are a few things right away. Number one, your price point is in their range. Number two, you got really good reviews. And number 3, you've got a discount, right? This is really good for driving cold traffic, guys. This is what you want to have, a discount or something that you're offering, some good reviews, and, you know, a popular price point. That's how these work online, okay? Same thing here with, same thing here with the knot, although the knot does tend to drive a little bit higher end clientele when it comes down to these two. We've just noticed it in the industry, but, you know, that's how that works. So if you're gonna click here, let's check out these guys and see what they do. You know, a little blurb about themselves, where to go, not too much, but you can go to the website, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure if you can on Wedding Wire, but I know for here you certainly can. So you can kind of see, you know, what to expect from there. Again, cold traffic, right? This is what we're talking about. Now, what about on Facebook, right? Can you drive cold traffic on Facebook when it's a display ad, okay? What we know is that display ads typically do not work as well as direct ads, right? So if you're or a place where people go directly looking for vendors, right? Again, to backtrack, display advertising is going to be that stuff that you see when you're on a website and a banner ad pops up, or you're flipping through Facebook and you see some ad pop-ups from some website and you're seeing it over and over and over again. Technically, that's display advertising. It's not as effective as search advertising or something on the Knot or Wedding Wire where it's highly targeted, right? Cost-wise, again, the Knot or Wedding Wire is going to be quite a bit. It's going to be quite a bit less than going directly through Google and Facebook, and it's also highly targeted, which is why I always recommend that people start there. But you know, you can do Google as well, but Google and this is going to be your combination for driving traffic. These are people who are actively seeking and looking, not people who just have stuff being popped up. However, can you get cold traffic off of Facebook and Instagram? The answer to that question is absolutely. I'm going to show you how to do it. So, Instagram and Facebook. So this is our Facebook ad account, okay? And here are some recent ads we've been running. Some of these we've been running for a while, some of them not so much, right? But we have what's called a lead magnet. What a lead magnet is this is the ad at the very top of that funnel, okay? These are the people who have never heard of us before, who, you know, all of a sudden are seeing something pop up in their Instagram feed, or and their Facebook feed, or both. We use Facebook for this. Facebook feed, and learn something about the company, right? You've seen a number of these as you've been on Facebook. You know what this is about. The key with cold traffic is you got to be able to capture them right away, right? So whatever that ad's going to be, you need to be able to capture them. So if you go here, you're going to see the ad that we run, okay? The ad that we run is right here, okay? Boom. Okay, the ad at the top, when it ends, and a wedding video, right? And a call to action to tag somebody. This is very important, right? Because not only do you want them tagging themselves, but you also want them to tag other people too. The whole point of social media is to be social, right? Google ads, the Knot and Wedding Wire, this is people actively looking. This is not necessarily a social platform. It can be, but it's not necessarily. Online social media is social, right? So the idea is you want to be able to create an ad that drives these kind of comments, right? There you go. You can see, right? I'm getting married, I'm getting married, I'm getting married, right? So that's the key. Now, I believe in giving something away to get something, okay? So if you're going to get a lead, then you need to give something away. In this case, we have a gift card we're giving away, but it could be anything. It doesn't have to be. It can be a video on something helpful or useful. Don't feel like you gotta spend money on this kind of stuff, but it's a way to get that conversation going with the client, right? Is to give something away. And having an impactful ad that has an offer tied into it is going to increase the ability to capture those leads. Because now you're starting a conversation with them, right? You're like, hey, tag it right. Okay, great. Well, thanks for tagging. Let me go ahead and give you this. Okay, great. Here's our website. Click on that. Okay, perfect. Now they're learning about you, right? They're getting something for it. They're learning about you. You have leads coming in. You have appointments being booked, right? But it comes from this. Because if you just put stuff up online, I mean, that might work. And it will be effective. But it's not going to be as effective as if you give, right? You got to give to receive. This is extremely important in this industry and extremely important when it comes down to cold traffic. You have to give in order to receive, okay? So much like here, where I think we clicked on, I think it was the first one, right? Where they have something here. They're giving this discount to receive leads, right? So here it's the same deal. Giving away something in order to receive something, right? Very, very important. But how many of these do you need? One. You need one lead magnet email. And this is the one I'm not talking about retargeting. Because what's going to happen is they're going to click on your website and now you're going to get into retargeting. Retargeting is where it's powerful, right? And you can have a bunch of different videos going where you see lots of variations and combinations on this, but the lead magnet is where it all starts. So your lead magnet, whatever it is, has got to be very, very strong, because it doesn't matter what you're giving away. You can give away stuff and people are just going to take advantage of that and they're not going to click through, right? It's got to be powerful. It's got to be strong enough to get them to click through and schedule that appointment. Otherwise, you're just going to get people who are just collecting gift cards or whatever it's going to be, and they're not going to, and you're not going to get anywhere with it except for just spending a bunch of money. So you got to make sure that these ads are targeted and that they're targeted and that they're also, effective and powerful, and that you're capturing their attention right away. Okay, very, very important. But that's what cold traffic is. This is traffic at the very top level, where they're going to be, clicking down, hopefully. And if this can happen over time. Remember, we're not selling coffee mugs here. This is not an impulse buy, right? So the thing is that this is something where, it's going to take time. So you got to get the lead in. You got to run remarketing ads. You got to do all this, because this is how, this is going to happen, right? And the key is to drive a lot of traffic. This is why, and you can see by the rates, we've optimized our side of it. But you can tell that, it's, to get a landing page view is about $3 a landing page view. This is why you want to learn to do, test out your lead magnets here, right? Do it on Wedding Wire and the Knot, because at least here, you're not paying that much money. You want to drive 100 clicks, get in the top, getting these top ones here, and for, far less than what you're spending, $300 on, to get that targeted. And this is this is an ad that's targeted, which you'll see, to, let's see if I can find it. Might pop up here on the right. Well, anyway, it's targeted toward people who are getting married. Here, we'll go ahead and hit the edit button. We'll cancel out of it. But you can see that this lead here is targeted. Here we go. To engage people looking for videography and photography, right? And the frequency on this is 1, which is great because you want to reach a bunch of different people, right? So the thing is that, you want to just have an ad that just brings them in, right? Gets people talking, gets that social, starts getting that, that social commentary on there. Social proof is the word I'm trying to find. To get that social proof on there, and you want to just have that ad that gets that social proof on there that will, that will just start getting those comments going, those likes going. It's very, very important. And that is your lead magnet, and that's the top of the funnel, right? And then from there, it spreads out. You have all these different remarketing ads, you have messenger ads, and we'll get into all this stuff on this channel. But that's what that is, and that is what it is for here. That is what it is for Wedding Wire and the Knot. It's the same thing. The same principle applies. You have to find advertising that is compelling enough to get them to click, and then advertising and copy that's compelling enough to get them to go to your website, and then advertising that is, compelling enough to have them schedule an appointment, and then from there, or get a lead coming in, and then from there, getting an appointment and so on and so forth. You get the point. That is cold traffic, guys. I hope this is helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you think? What do you do to drive cold traffic? I mean, do you have techniques that work for you that we all can learn from? Put it in the comments, guys. I would love to hear from you. That's all I got for today. Thanks so much for checking out Wedding Cash, and we'll see you next time.